I would now like to ask Mr. Nicholas DUrbano to give the valedictory address.
Bonjour, finissant de 2009. Chancelier O'Brien, Monsieur Croit, Président et Vice-chancelier Woodsworth, invités distingués, collègues et familles. C'est avec grand plaisir et fierté que je vous adresse aujourd'hui de la part de la cohorte 2009. Ce n'était que quelques années auparavant que nous avons été accueillis chaleureusement dans le fameux édifice GM à l'université Concordia pour débuter un parcours essentiel, un voyage qui a marqué notre présent et a défini notre futur. Here we are, a few years later, all sitting together again. Now, at the ripe old age of 23, graduating from university and already having undergone a quarter-life crisis, I've had much time to stop and think about this day and what it means. It is a time to piece together what we have learned about business, about life, and about ourselves. Although Concordia University's business program has been around for over 30 years, JMSB is only 9 years old. Now, that's the equivalent of a fourth grader. So what have we accomplished at the tender age of 9? Well, for starters, we have one of the best finance faculties in the country, spearheaded by the Kenneth Woods Portfolio Management Program, a pillar of the undergraduate curriculum. We continue to innovate, and by next year hope to launch the Consulting Development Program, a new initiative that will surely hold its ground as another pillar for the JMSB community. We've also recently rejuvenated the undergraduate case competition, increasing its budget from $40,000 to $150,000 in 1 year, despite this terrible recession, and in doing so have created it to become the foundation of one of the best undergraduate case competitions in the world. We dominate at national and international case competitions, and in the past 3 years alone have won Financial Open, Happening Marketing, Commerce Games, and HR Symposium, and earned podiums at the Intercollegiate Business Competition, as well as competitions in Arizona, Texas, Ohio, California, Tennessee, and Washington in the United States. We also show our compassionate side, sleeping on the streets as part of the 5 Days for the Homeless campaign, raising over $60,000 in 2 years for the homeless children of Montreal. It is our unwillingness to accept mediocrity and complacency that fuels these initiatives. However young, JMSB has taught us fundamental lessons about business and life that will undoubtedly serve us well on our respective journeys, regardless of the path chosen. We'll start with the first fundamental lesson, that is one of leadership. Now, there is a fallacy with leadership as it has become somewhat of a buzzword, something you do when you've reached a certain level within an organization. However, real leadership has no title. It is born out of the will of the person who commands it. Leadership at home, with family. Leadership with peers. Leadership for those who are less fortunate. Creating a habit of leadership, regardless of status or title, is what defines a true leader. Now, with leadership comes resistance and failure. With failure also comes character. Where character and failure meet is perseverance. Now, it's ironic how the biggest successes in this world have come to those who have failed the most. Yet the biggest failures are the ones who haven't failed enough. The sooner you can embrace failure as a driver for success, the sooner success will come. Now, after you've led and failed and persevered, and repeated that process several times, hopefully you've discovered the winning formula. Alas comes the most important message of all, integrity. We have become extremely myopic in the way in which we define success in both our business as well as in our personal lives. Money has become the barometer for which we measure ourselves. And in doing so, we have fostered a generation of greed and power, which has led us to the compromising position we find ourselves in today. A meltdown in the financial system, endless frauds and scandals, political instability, and finally an ecosystem on its last leg. It is clear to me that we have our work cut out for us. But today we have the opportunity to work together and create a better form of capitalism for tomorrow. Let us learn from the mistakes of generations past. Now, finally, once you have achieved success, humility will keep you grounded. Be humble enough to remember where you came from. Be humble enough to acknowledge those who have helped you along the way. The relationships you build will serve as the foundation for your success and will be your guiding light in times of need. Give back through whatever capacity you can. Through leadership, failure, and perseverance. Through integrity, success, humility, and the relationships we build, we can all impact change. Change in business, change in politics, change for our environment, change for ourselves and others. As Mahatma Gandhi once wrote, let us be the change we wish to see in the world. I stand before you today, reflecting on the past 4 years, and I am amazed, grateful, and humbled at what this 9-year-old has taught us. Thank you. Merci.
Thank you very much, Mr. DUrbano, for your stirring address.